G'day folks. So we've finally made it. 30 years of work, had enough. A couple of years of planning, and we have left the house behind.
And the kids.
Yes, the kids did have the option to come along, but no, they wanted to go out, do their own thing, which is good for them. They are doing quite well, so we don't have to stress about them, although we will.
Definitely.
One in particular. Yeah, so hopefully all you guys are going to come along on this journey with us as we go around Australia. We're only off to a soft start at the moment because right now, in about 2 weeks, no, we've only got 1 week left to go before the birthday. So we've been away for a week and we've got a week to go on this soft start. Now the reason I say it's a soft start is our youngest is having her birthday coming up in a week.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to go too far away. We're going to have that last birthday with her before we start travelling.
It is the big 18, so it's a little bit of an important one.
So the advantage of that is we haven't gone too far out of Melbourne. We're only out at Lake Burrumbeep at the moment. It just gives us a nice soft start so we can work out what we have forgotten. Undoubtedly there's going to be something. What we've got too much of, there's probably going to be a lot more of that because we've tried to throw everything in without thinking about it, and we've probably got way more than what we need.
It's also helped us working out how long things last. Something like milk for coffees, how many days is that getting us before we have to do a run to town? So how much long life do we need to buy?
None.
A lot.
Bugger long life.
Power.
But not just the groceries, but it helps us work out the power, which has actually been great because we've basically been on 100% every day by lunchtime.
Yeah, so the next challenge now will be working out the water. We've been very sensible with the water. We haven't, like, we're not rationing it.
Just being conservative.
We're not wasting it. We're being conservative on how much water we're using. Mainly because we've got the issue at the moment where one tank is not registering.
Yeah, so we've got to check the gauge on that.
So we've got to work out why one gauge is not registering. If anyone's got any ideas, let us know, because it'd be really good to get that fixed before we hit the road permanently. So we've got another week, well, another few days here at Burrumbeep. Then we're going to hit up a caravan park for a few days just to allow us to fully fill up the water. You know, take some really nice long hot showers, but also to, you know, catch up on washing and be close for the baby girl's birthday. So just, you know, have that last few days with the kids, and then we've got 5 weeks where we can go again. We have to stay in Victoria because in about 6 weeks we have a wedding to attend. So, you know, for that 5 weeks, I mean, realistically, we lived in Victoria for what, 8 years now. 8 years. We haven't seen much of Victoria, and when we do, even when we've come to Burrumbeep previously, we're down for a weekend, we're exhausted, we do very little because we are exhausted and we're just trying to rest and recoup ready for work on Monday. No longer an issue we have to face.
No, so we spent our first week away just kicking
Sleeping.
back, relaxing. I've been getting a bit of practice on a bit of photography and that kind of thing.
Playing with the drone.
Finding out all the mistakes. So we've had a lot of footage we've had to just wipe out because we had the settings too high on the GoPro for the video apparently. So all that's gone.
Yeah.
So, but we spent a week relaxing. Starting yesterday or the day before, we just started going out and having a look around the local area just to see what attractions are around. Now I've noticed a lot of people on YouTube and all that kind of thing, they seem to be in a rush to go from one place to the next. We don't intend doing that. We don't really have a plan. We'll just go with the flow. If we like a place, we're going to stay here a while. If we don't, we can always move on.
The other good thing, I think, is we chose to go start exploring on a Saturday, Sunday, because that's when Lake Burrumbeep gets really busy. So we sort of got out and about when there were a lot of people down here, and now that it's Monday again, we're practically alone. There's quite a few people. There's actually only one boat out on the water at the moment, which compared to the weekend is nice.
And you know one thing that has really annoyed me that I've noticed, especially over the last weekend?
The bees?
No. But what I've noticed is everyone that's come here with a caravan and staying a night or longer, they've always picked up all their rubbish and taken it with them. It's all the day trippers that seem to be leaving all the rubbish. If you look at outside now.
Yeah.
Where all day trippers were, they've just left all their rubbish behind.
Yeah.
And then it's the travellers that are getting the blame for it.
And the thing is, there's no bins nearby. So, I mean, we've been taking our rubbish, we go about 20 minutes down the road to where there's a dump point and rubbish bins, etc.
If you've got empty the cassette, take your rubbish with you.
Well, that's exactly
it's not that
it.
hard.
It's not, I don't think it's difficult. No. But...
obviously it is for some.
It is for some. Yeah.
Even if
anyway,
the
only other thing I would think to say would be, we're not in a rush to do this. We're lucky enough that we've got to the point that we're not lapping Australia in 6 months, 12 months, although there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that if that's your situation.
We're not going to be lapping though. We're just going to zigzag. No plan to go around. We'll just go exploring. Might find a town we like, stay there a while. Might find a town we don't like, stay there not very long. So we're today doing the chores and having a bit of a look around the local area. So we've come to a local dump point just to empty out what needs to be emptied out. And we come across this little town called Smythesdale. Now in this little town, looks like a fantastic historical little town, but we've come across this free camp in town, which if you're going to be coming through this way, I reckon it looks pretty good. If you want to just pull up somewhere for a few days, fill up on water, restock on supplies, it's all just right virtually in the heart of town, all set up there. They've got a camp kitchen here, they've got water by the looks of it. Got the dump point, obviously, that's the whole point we came here. But there's plenty of attractions around this little town. It's an old gold mining town apparently. So if you're passing through the area, pop in, have a look. If you need a break, need to refresh or restock, looks like this could be the place to go. I'll add a few photos of a few bits and pieces of what we've come across as we're going. But looks like if you need a quick pullover, here's one place you could have a look at. It's just about, I think it's 15 k's out of Ballarat or about 20 k's from Lake Burrumbee, which is where we're at the moment. So keep that in mind, put it on the map if you need to stop by. Smythesdale looks like the place to be. You know what I do find really good though?
What?
Is all these little towns, doesn't matter where you go, they've all got their own little memorial service to remember those that have actually fought for us.
In these towns, yeah.
So
it's also they've all got a little bit of heritage. Like you don't know, and then all of a sudden you stumble along, you stumble across something. And I love like Courthouse Hotel, just repurposed the courthouse into a pub.
Yeah, well, this little town here was the legal centre during the golf fields. So
well, that would make sense why it's got such a big courthouse then. Such a small town.
Yeah, so apparently in the gold rush, this was the actual legal centre. Right, so what's next on the list? Nimmons Bridge or something like that?
No, I think I changed it actually. So we're not going to Nimmons next.
So just going out and about and checking out.
I lie, we are. We are going to Nimmons. So we weren't sure where to go, but someone very nicely, look, start. I feel like that's probably for a bike race or something because we passed a few of them, but yeah, it's for us too. So we're going down here, cruising down to Nimmons Bridge. Oh my God, the scenery is beautiful. Let's have a look. But I'm gonna get run over by a bike in a minute. See? That's why I'm on the left. You know what you're missing? This seems to be an extremely popular bike trail. So we're gonna walk over the bridge and then we're gonna have a look at underneath the bridge.
You know, one of the best things about getting off the coastal route and all the rest of it, coming to some of these small towns and just some of the old infrastructure you see, old rail bridge here, you're not going to see that just sticking to the main road and going up and down the coast all the time. So head inland, have a look around. There's plenty to see there too. And don't forget, when you do go inland, don't forget to spend a bit of money in those small local towns, help them out as well. So Mandy's getting a little bit nervous walking on the bridge. Reckon she can feel the planks moving. She'll be right, she'll get over it. But we've seen what it looks like at the top. Let's go down the bottom and have a look. A little track leading off around down to the bottom. We'll go down there and have a look.
This week we're looking at heading off to a caravan park, maybe Thursday or Friday. It's going to depend a bit, I suppose, on what we can get and where we can get it. Getting out of here before Friday sort of lets up this space for the next person. Yeah,
it's been a pretty relaxed week. Haven't got up to a great deal, but that's our plan. There's no point. We're not taking on a second job by coming out here and doing all of this. We're just out here to relax and enjoy ourselves.
So we need to enjoy the last few days because next week's going to be way more people involved with the baby girl's birthday. There'll be a lot more trips to Bunnings.
I like Bunnings.
Bunnings, BCF. We've got some more bits and pieces to get just to finish off those last couple of bits.
Don't forget Anaconda. We'll probably have to go there too.
Anaconda, of course. Can't do one without the other. We've got a couple more bits that we've sort of identified that we need to pick up along the way. So hit the shops a little bit while we're in town, fill up the water, yeah. Give the van maybe a bit of a wash on the outside if we can find a caravan wash, just to give it a bit of a clean off.
Yeah, and once we've got everything all sorted up, we'll look at doing an internal video on the caravan and an external video on the caravan and sort of cover up what we've done so far.
Yeah.
But it's going to be in town, in the caravan park, get a few bits and pieces sorted out next week. Couple more days around here. One thing we haven't covered in the video for this week is we did go out to the
Avenue of Honour
at Ballarat. So it's a memorial to all those locals that have passed away, nearly 4,000 of them, or 3,800.
4,000. So it starts at the Arch of Victory, and the trees are planted all the way down. It actually goes past the overpass, the Avenue of Honour overpass. The trees actually continue further along than that. So if you're going to do the drive, make sure you keep driving, don't just stop at the overpass.
Yep, so
it goes all the way to the cross at the end, which has a special name, but I can't remember what it is.
So 22 kilometres of trees just to honour all of those locals that passed away during the Great War.
Yep.
Alright, so on that note, we'll leave it here, and next week we'll look at putting another one out to tell you what we've been up to for the past week.
So that's us for the week. Follow us on socials, find us on Facebook and Instagram. We post on there almost daily at the moment.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and follow button. Now, if you have any ideas of where we can go for the next 4 or 5 weeks while we're waiting, I'd like to hear about that too. Preferably somewhere near the water, because Mandy likes the water. Alright, so that's it from us. Make sure you have an awesome week.